Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me welcome our two witnesses. I want to go back to some of the testimony here of Mr. Black, where you acknowledged, as has Mr. Tennant, that the CIA fell short, using your words, in not informing the Department of State that you had identified two al-Qaeda men, and these were the two, al-Midhar and al-Hazmi, who were hijackers on Flight 77. These were two people you had identified back in January of 2000 and in March of 2000. There's another problem here beside failing to notify the State Department, and that was failure to notify the FBI. The FBI says that it did not know of key bits of information, that a visa had been issued to one of them and that the other one had actually entered the United States until August of 2001. So there was not just a failure to notify the State Department to get these folks on the watch list, but the CIA was aware of the fact that one of them had a multiple entry visa and the other one had actually entered the country in March. Why was, and by the way, this is nothing to do with intelligence information and nothing to do with not crossing a line between criminal investigation and intelligence investigation. This was public information. This was a visa had been issued and somebody had traveled actually to the United States. My question is this: why was the FBI not notified by the CIA of those two critical facts about two people that the CIA had identified as terrorists until August of 2001?
Because of the nature of our work being very fast-paced, there was communication, and there was communication between the CIA officers in the Counterterrorism Center and individuals in the FBI, particularly a CIA officer assigned to the FBI. There were phone conversations, emails, things like that. In particular, the lapse that we're referring to is to do the extra work of submitting a formal report to the State Department into their lookout system, tip-off, so that action can be taken. There was communication. I think you have a very good point. We have admitted to the lapses of not submitting a report in a form that would be actionable, but there was communication, but there's also an incredible amount of work.
The key to solving 9/11 starts with information. Information that is not known to anybody besides the select few can manipulate or even allow for a terrorist operation to be successful, or, if shared and acted upon said intelligence, can be stopped. The investigation of the East Africa Embassy bombings of August 7, 1998, allegedly led to the discovery of a phone number of an al-Qaeda communications hub in Yemen. What wasn't known to the rest of the intelligence community was that the CIA and the NSA have been aware of the Yemen hub for over 3 years prior to the bombing of the U.S. embassies. The Sana House is run by an al-Qaeda veteran named Ahmed al-Hada, who is helped by his son Samir, and is related to many other al-Qaeda operatives in Yemen and elsewhere. He is the father-in-law of 9/11 hijacker Khalid al-Midar, whose wife is the daughter of Ahmed al-Hada, Hoda al-Hada, who also lives at the hub with their children. Several of Ahmed al-Hada's relatives died fighting for al-Qaeda before the 9/11 attacks, a fact known to the U.S. intelligence community. The NSA may already be aware of the phone number, as stated by numerous officials with the FBI and even within the CIA, as they have begun intercepting bin Laden's communications for some time. According to Newsweek, some of bin Laden's 221 calls to Yemen through a satellite phone provided by Khalid al-Fawaz, his contact in London, are to the Yemen hub. The U.S. intelligence community now begins a joint effort to monitor the number. The NSA and CIA jointly plant bugs inside the house tap the phones, and monitor visitors with spy satellites. Every movement, every call, everything said inside this communications hub, the worldwide network for Al Qaeda. Messages passed from Egypt, Yemen, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Algeria, Europe, the United States were passed to this house, the most surveilled house in the world. Information that we don't know about since it's classified. U.S. intelligence also learns that the communications hub is an Al Qaeda logistics center used by agents around the world to communicate with each other and plan attacks. The joint effort enables the FBI to map Al Qaeda's global organization, and at least 3 of the hijackers used the number, enabling the NSA to intercept their communications. Find out about an important Al Qaeda meeting in Malaysia on December 29, 1999. It appears Al Qaeda continues to use the phone line until Samir al Hada dies resisting arrest on February 13th, 2002. The FBI even asked the NSA to pass on calls between Al Qaeda communications hub in Yemen and the United States. Dan Coleman, one of the FBI agents who places the request, will say anyone who called the Yemen number is white hot, a top suspect. However, the NSA will not inform the FBI of all calls between the hub and the United States. In particular, 2 9/11 hijackers, Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi, were called the hub while they were inside the United States, in San Diego, precisely.